Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about HOMEWORX, Citrus, and Spruce. This is one of their 4-wick, 18-ounce vessels. It does retail for $30, and it is currently available on the Slatkin & Co. website. We've got the beautiful photographic wraparound label going on here. And you're going to see as we go throughout the review here, a little bit of a harbinger for the direction this is going. I have not yet gotten to the halfway point of this candle, which is where I typically prefer to be. And there is a reason for that. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes of this candle. On the bottom label, they are listed as fresh pine, orange citrus, vetiver, and oak moss. Now, the pour date on this candle is either June 4th, 2024, or it's April 6th, 2024. It's honestly, you guys, I looked at the pour date just before I started filming this, and I cannot remember if the first number is the month or if it is the date, then month, then year. But I do know that this is a 2024 pour. I'm going to go with saying that this is a June 4th, 2024 pour. So always like to reference that, particularly with HOMEWORX candles. So what does my nose detect here, you guys? Here's the thing. I was really hoping that this fragrance would be very similar to Kringle Candle's new Christmas Tree Farm, which is very much a tree scent mixed with, you get a little bit of citrus in the background there. I'm going to tell you guys, this is not that fragrance. In fact, this fragrance, to be really honest with you guys, it was quite light on cold, but what my nose did pick up was I did get some tree note in there, but there was a little bit more of like I want to say it's woodsiness, but it's not really woodsy like the fresh, like the stem or the wood that is actually on a Christmas tree. The resinous note, the woodiness is more of a resin. I feel like, and that I feel like is coming from the vetiver, and then a slight. There's another green note in this fragrance, and I think it's the oak moss. That my nose just does not know really what to think about it. Truthfully, you guys, the reason why I'm doing this review right now and why I have not gotten to the halfway point, I don't like this scent. I'm being really honest with you guys. There is something about this that is not hitting my nose, right? I do also believe that it is the orange citrus note that they are using in here. The orange is definitely, I feel like the orange note in here is a little bit more present than the orange note that is in Kringle's Christmas Tree Farm. However, the orange here is not like a bright, fresh orange. It almost smells kind of like a bitter orange. Now, I think that the reason why my nose is picking it up to be that way is because of the vetiver and the oak moss. Because again, I have plenty of orange and tree fragrances that I really, really love. Orange mixed with pine, orange mixed with spruce that I really enjoy. But I do believe that it is the greenness from the oak moss and the resinous note that I'm getting from the vetiver in here that is just not translating well to my nose mixed with the orange. The orange in here, like I said, almost smells like a, I want to say it's like cheap cleaner. There's just something about it, you guys, that it almost smells like herbaceous orange, kind of like if you're not a fan of Kringle Candle's Sicilian orange. I know a lot of people say they don't like that fragrance, and I'm kind of with you on that one because the herbs mixed with the orange just don't hit your nose right. That's what I feel like is happening here in this candle. Plus, throw in like the fresh pine note is not very piney when this is burning. It doesn't translate well. The pine note, I feel like, fades very quickly, and this just becomes kind of like more of an herbaceous orange note. And it's not really for me. So be alert. You know, if you're not somebody who likes herbaceous orange fragrances, you might not like this one. But you know, there's a market for everybody. I know a lot of people love Kringle's Sicilian orange. And I want to say, this is not Sicilian orange. This is not the same fragrance. But if you don't like herbaceous notes mixed with an orange like that candle, then I don't think that you're going to like this one, because there is something about this that just, it's a little bit off. And it was funny. I was burning this in my bedroom the last 2 days, and every time I walked into my room, I was like, I don't like the way it smells in here. Something just smells weird to me. That's the best way that I can put it. So those are my thoughts on the fragrance. Now let's go ahead and talk about the performance, because that's the other reason why I'm doing this review so quickly. Y'all, I've had this candle lit for an hour and a half. You can see that it is still not completely pulled out. You can see that these wicks, while they are not super puny, they're not exactly burning as hot and fast as a lot of the 2025 pours, which I personally prefer, because I find that hot and fast wicks, particularly on HOMEWORX candles, really help with the performance in terms of strength and throw. And these wicks are definitely impacting this candle's strength and throw. So I'm going to tell you guys, the first day that I had this candle lit in a hurricane in my bedroom, I still could barely smell it. Now, you guys know I try to throw out the first burn of any candle. I really try not to use that as an evaluating tool unless the performance just like knocks me off my socks. I usually don't have high expectations for the first burn, because that's when the oils are all trying to come together. I could barely smell it, you guys. I'm talking like I could only smell this candle, the first burn, if I walked by it and I was about 3 feet away. So that would probably be what, a strength and throw of about a 3. Yesterday I was burning it, and I will say the second burn, this ended up being more of about like a 4.5, 5 in a hurricane in my closed concept bedroom. Strength and throw still wasn't good. It was enough that I could smell it, and I didn't like what I was smelling. So, I mean, there is some performance there, but it's still just not worth my time and effort, to be honest with you guys. And that's why I'm doing this review so early, because I do plan to just go ahead and declutter this candle, move it along to somebody else who might really enjoy it. The fragrance is not for me. The performance is going to be a hassle. And truthfully, you guys, we're coming into the time of year. I have so many great fragrances in my closet to burn and enjoy. I just don't want to waste my time with this one anymore. So this candle is going to be thumbs down from me. Just not at all what I was expecting it to be in the fragrance profile as well as the performance. So hate to be a Debbie Downer, but womp womp. Here are my honest thoughts about this candle, and hopefully other people maybe have some different experiences, but mine so far has not been great. And again, I just don't really want to like force myself to enjoy this one. Truly a bit disappointing, because I really thought that I had high expectations that I was going to enjoy this one, but it is just not for me. So let me know in the comment box down below if you have purchased this candle. Are you having a similar burn experience, or is this one that you love? I always encourage you guys to chime in with what your noses detect, because all of us smell different things, and yeah, this one just unfortunately is not for me. If you do want to purchase from the Slatkin & Co. website, anything else other than this, I do know that they have a lot of new holiday fragrances. Not new, I shouldn't say new. They have a lot of returning holiday fragrances available on the Slatkin & Co. website. It has been my observation, and I made this in a video that I did last week. I think it was on the, what was that? It was the white pine and suede or something like that candle. It has been my observation that a lot of new releases tend to be going the route of QVC. So if you are somebody who is really interested in newness from HOMEWORX, QVC is probably the place you're going to find it. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you guys, with their website. It is my observation, as has some of you have commented this or told me also over on Instagram, that it has been your observation that HOMEWORX has just kind of really, it kind of feels like the Slatkin & Co. website is kind of on the back burner. There's not a whole lot of new coming to the website. Like, they're just restocking kind of like old favorites there, which in some ways I think that's good. If like those are fragrances that you're familiar with and you want to purchase on sales, that's great. But also it's a little bit disappointing for those of us who want to try newness from HOMEWORX. I'm in the same camp as a lot of you guys. I don't always want to commit to buying 2 of a candle. And I feel like you're kind of locked into doing that with QVC. So kind of a little bit of a pain, but those are my thoughts in case you want to know what I think about what's going on with HOMEWORX. Maybe you care, maybe you don't, but yeah, if you have interest in purchasing from the Slatkin & Co. website, they should be running some sales throughout the month of November. We haven't been made privy to anything going on quite yet from my affiliate contact there. I am an affiliate with the brand. Just goes to prove to you guys, just because I have an affiliation doesn't mean that I'm going to give high regards or high marks to everything that I get. I did purchase this candle. It wasn't sent to me in PR, but you know, I have an affiliation with HOMEWORX, but I'll say when something just doesn't float my boat, or when I, you know, when I have some critiques of the brand as well. And I hope you see that here in this video. But if you are planning to purchase anything else from the website and you want to save an extra, some extra chunk of change, I do have an affiliate discount code with them. It is Katie's Joyful Life. It should save you 15% on orders over $40. If you're comfortable using affiliate codes that are eligible for a commission, you can always type it in and see if it saves you any extra money. So anyways, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.